In South Africa one day, I met a guy from Pakistan, and he was the #1 bootlegger of my DVDs in South Africa. And so I remember, like, literally people in the neighborhood told me. So I was eating at this place, eating at this halal restaurant, and the owner comes and he's like, hey Trevor, he's like, hey man, you know there's a guy, he's got like, he sells all your DVDs. And I was like, oh cool, like what, does he work at like a retailer? He's like, no, he sells them on the street. So I was like, okay. So you're telling me the guy's stealing my money, whatever, you know? Then he's like, yeah, no, but you know, everybody got the DVD from him. So I'm like, well, thank you. He's like, yeah, even me, I got the DVD from him. So I'm like, well, thank you very much. This is great, you know? So I said to the guy who owns the store, I'm like, how would you feel if I came to your restaurant and like I took the food from someone else and now I'm eating it in your restaurant? He's like, no, I wouldn't allow that shit. I'm like, yeah, that's how it feels when you tell me you've got a bootleg DVD. Like, it's like you think like bootleg my DVD. He's like, yeah, it doesn't matter. Do you want to meet the guy? So I'm like, all right, let me meet the guy. So the guy comes in. I'll never forget this. He's very chilled out. And so he's like, hello, how are you, Trevor? I'm like, hey, how you doing, man? I'm like, so you're the bootlegger? And he like looks around, like almost like the cops are gonna jump out. And then I'm like, no man, it's just between you and me. Then he's like, yes. He's like, I sell all your DVDs. So I was like, all right, can I ask you a question? How many have you sold? And then he's like, maybe 300,000. Jesus. I'm like, 300,000? I haven't sold 300,000 of my DVD. You've sold 300,000? He's like, yes, 300,000. Whatever. And then he like shows me from the catalog. He opens the book and he shows me the DVD. Now what he did was he took like my pictures from like random photo shoots I'd done, like just horrible pictures that I hate. Yeah, and then like he changed the cover of my DVD, like my cover art. So now I'm like, yo, it's bad enough that you're bootlegging. I'm trying to build like a brand here. Why are you changing the image?